Hey everybody, I'm Heather.
Alan.
Baby.
From C'est La Vie 3.
What's up, guys? Today we are going to come. Sorry for the long delay. We've been really busy between getting ready to leave to go to Europe, as well as finishing up the van. So, as it stands right now, welcome back to our continuous build of the 2016 Ram ProMaster that we are taking to
Europe.
Europe. The clock is ticking. We have less than 4 weeks left. Super stressed, but we are chipping away at it. Her more than most. Today we're talking about our floor.
We have finished the floor. We forgot to do the intro because we were so busy. So we're going back to do it. But we chose a vinyl plank flooring from Home Depot. Here is the box.
The box.
We decided to wait instead of putting it on the floor first and then having the cabinets go on top. We decided to wait and do the cabinets first because he called the manufacturer and they said it's really not a great idea, especially with this vehicle that's moving, to have any weight on it because it will cause it to buckle.
Yep. So basically, aside from having to put the cabinets down first, work our way around them, it was pretty painless. It was meticulous, but painless.
Yeah, time consuming, but exciting, motivating.
Yeah. I would also say that by the time we got to the front half of the van, we pretty much became pros on how to cut, how to move, how to manipulate, how to put it together. It wasn't very hard at all.
No, it just took time.
Now, people have asked why we didn't choose like a vinyl sheet over a plank.
Because we learned our lesson when we were doing the floor. It was so hard with these tracks and the shape of everything. It was really challenging and really tricky to try to cut around all of the nooks and crannies with this huge sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Instead, we had, one plank that we needed to work with, cut it, put it down, and move on to the next one.
Right.
So it was a little bit easier to handle.
Each plank was basically its own right angle, so you always knew where you were in relationship to the very first plank you put.
Not to mention, if you mess up something on a huge vinyl sheet, you're out an entire sheet. And you could have worked on that sheet for all day long, and then this could have been your last measurement, last cut, and then you messed it up.
Yep.
So this was much easier. I think we lost like 2 planks in the process.
Yeah, we lost a couple.
Not too bad.
No.
Okay.
All in all, very excited. The plank, if you guys go that route, it's 100% waterproof. That's what the manufacturer says. However, it does have some characteristics where it'll expand and contract based on moisture, heat, temperature, humidity. So kind of keep that in mind when you're leaving your gaps if you guys do this. Also, I know we've been saying we didn't do the sheet because of certain reasons. We just really like the look of the plank a little bit more than the sheet. Any sheet we could find.
Yeah.
So not putting a jeer on vinyl sheeting, just...
No, I mean, and two, in a van, I feel like maybe it would catch a little bit less dirt having a sheet. So there's pros and cons to each, for sure.
What I'll also plug is that if you have a problem with one section of the floor, grab a vinyl plank, you pull it up, you put a new one down, it's fixed.
Yeah.
A sheet, I don't know if you can do that. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All in all, super easy, very meticulous,
I
time
don't know
consuming.
that I would say super easy. I think that's a lie.
I stand corrected. I felt it was easy. It was just time consuming.
Okay, all right.
Just cut,
Yeah,
lay,
yeah.
cut, lay.
I
Oh,
guess
we
so.
did have one problem laying down the floor. So we laid the floor down, right? And then we started driving like 1 or 2 days.
We thought we were done. That was the problem.
Yeah, and then I came into the house and I was like, we got to do the floor over again. It's moving.
Yeah. So he made me take up every single plank
One.
and then glue them. But once we glued them, and then we were really done.
Yeah. So we just did real light spray of 3M 77 on the back in just like 2 spots. And that was it. That's all you needed. Gravity and a little bit of glue, and we had enough friction to keep everything locked in from here on, and we haven't had problems since.
Yep.
We also finished up with a bit of aluminum trim. I'll do some video footage for close-ups for the floor for you at the end so you can get a peek at it. All right, well, on that note, we hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Good morning. Why is he not focusing? I'm trying to figure out the focus still on this one. Focus. There we go. So today we have a busy day. It's finally a weekend time, so we get some extra time with the van. Today's goal is to finish up and start getting the vinyl planks into the flooring. Before we can do that, we ran out of some silicone. We got to run into Lowe's real quick, and then there we have 4 or 5 little knick-knack things that we need to get. And Heather has to start pre-planning for some of the bathroom build, if you will. So might have run over the kid's bike this morning when we were leaving. Heather, what did you do?
That's really cute that you're blaming me. Anybody that knows you knows good and well that I was nowhere near this business.
So
You damaged my wheel. Watch it.
we might be
Mama,
shopping
ride
for a new
bike.
bike this morning.
Sideways wheel.
Add that to the to-do
I
list.
ride my bike.
You have to hold it and drive it like this.
Oh my.
And then when you have to turn, you have to turn it like this.
So now that the bike catastrophe has been resolved, we're getting ready to move on to our last steps for the floor installation. Today is the caulking. I didn't get it all done. There's still edges everywhere that I need to finish up, put the final touches on. I need to add weather stripping to the tracks. So we're gonna take everything back out of the van, put the weather stripping, the caulk down, and then we're gonna start cutting and laying the vinyl planks.
Yay! My favorite.
She's very excited about this. She's had these picked out for a while and they've just been floating around in the back of the van.
Yeah, I'm tired of carrying them around.
Let's go cut some stuff.
All right.
Hey, Mama.
Yes.
So fix my bike and the stand. Not really sure.
Okay.
And then it's
Looks
easy.
good.
What's this? Do you need this?
No,
Fantabulous.
I need this.
All right.
So
He did the first one. I just put it in.
700 more to go. Ladies and gentlemen, is a must-have. If you guys are ever going to do anything with the a floor or something like this, highly recommend this. Is called a contour gauge. They come in metal, plastic. They range anywhere from $5 or $6 all the way up to like $50 or $60. So this one cost $7. Got it from Lowe's. It's a pain in the butt a little bit because of the individual steel ones. I've seen the plastic ones. They might work a little better. But it was the cheapest one they had, and I'm probably only going to use this one time, so I was okay getting that. So absolutely vital to anybody who's going to be laying floor like this, so get one up. What you see here is me using the contour gauge. You simply set it up by getting all the pins to one side in a 90-degree angle flush, and then you slowly push towards the I guess the angle or the curve or the protrusion that you're gonna have to cut around, and that will take the image from there off of these pins, and then you overlay it on top of whatever surface you're gonna cut. Mark the line, next score it, and then bend it. So the best way to cut these is just lightly go over it about 8 to 12 times, and then when you get done, you just bend it against itself, and as it starts to peel back, you use the razor to kind of keep the cut moving. I'll show you here in a sec. Alright, so you got your line now. So what you want to do is you want to start bending it, and it'll start giving way, because these are really nothing more than just rubber. And then it starts giving that gap, and once you start giving that gap, you want to keep nurturing it, if you will. Kind of score it, do it again, score it, do it again. If it's one of these long cuts, I like dragging. I like to go and take the edge of the blade and just drag it along. That's really been the best way Keep a nice straight line, because you can get this line straight and then you just grab a hold of it and you go to town. But on these angle ones, it's a little harder. Gotta be careful. I haven't cut myself yet, which is a miracle, to be honest with you. I've gotten very close, and I know Heather has. There you have it. Pieces cut. The angle would be good, but now I've got a notch down here in this corner. For the curve pieces, highly recommend that you use a jigsaw if you can. Otherwise, you just have to do very small little cuts all the way around with the razor. This one, it's so small, I'm probably just going to see if I can work it with the razor. If not, I'll give up and I'll just go get the jigsaw. All right, magic. The tracks that we have the van sitting on, which we just cut all the floor pieces around, they are basically becoming a magnet for dirt and dust. They're like the lowest point on the van, so everything's just kind of right into it. So I am going to rig up something to kind of keep the tracks free. Originally we were going to use a piece of weather stripping that was like think sliding doors, and some of the stuff is like little hairs. They kind of cover them up like broom sweeps. And then there's another one that's like a rubber, like squeegee style. And then there's another one that is like a door, like garage door, like seal. And all those went through about 3 of them. They won't work. They're too bulky, too big, and so I was just kind of like been racking my head on this. And this is kind of a rigged situation here. But what I'm gonna use instead, duct tape. Well, in this case, Gorilla Tape. Here's what it looks like. I've done the first one. I want you to take a peek at it real quick, and it looks pretty good, surprisingly, for something that's rigged. What you think of that? Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That is a good idea. So much better than that. Wow, look at that. Who knew duct tape?
It's kind of a crazy. So there you have it. Now you got a strip of non-sticky in the middle, sticky on the edges. We're gonna flip it over and put it on the track. All right, part 2 of the things that we're kind of fixing as we finish up the floor. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna spray. I originally was gonna do an underlaminate. We decided not to, literally couldn't, as the tracks would not clear once we put the underlaminate on, and then we had no seats that would slide back and forth. We had pushed the envelope too far. So we decided to get rid of the underlaminate. When we did that, it created another issue. It actually had a little bit of friction, and so the panels or the planks would stay in place. Here, unlike your home where you would put these planks in, I didn't board it up against the wall. Like, that's your starting point, your anchor, where you build everything off of that, and then as you lay more down, you get more friction and the weight holds them in place. I didn't do that, and frankly we don't have a lot to put down, and so we started seeing very small movement back and forth. And you know, if we saw small movement in the very first day basically of riding around in the van and seeing this, it was going to translate into very big movement, you know, a month, a year down the road. So we were going to go ahead and nip that in the bud. So we re-pulled up all the planks, and we are going to put a very light adhesive down, basically based on the recommendation of one of the flooring guys at the local hardware store gave me. He said they're not meant to be glued. However people do it, they either use a double-sided tape, or they use a spray adhesive, or some kind of compound. He said just make it very light so that way it can still expand and float, but it'll at least give you some kind of traction to hold it in place while you mount the rest of them to it. So that's what we're going to do. So here's what I'm talking about. So there is the anchor point. This is where we're going to build the rest of the floor off of. So every other piece in here is going to be reference point from this guy. So if this dude moves a little bit here, it's gonna make things move way down here, up and down the line, all the way over here out the door. So we're gonna put some adhesive down, just a real light one, and then we're gonna put this down on top of it. And if you can see wood and then caulk. Right there, it doesn't butt up against anything, so when we push things through, it can go all the way over the wall. I don't want this to go any further because this is where the wall's gonna be, and we're gonna add the wall, insulation, or sorry, sound deadening, insulation, electrical wiring, and then wall to all this metal pieces here. So that's why I can't have this go flush against this piece right now. You just stay over here. And that's why we're going to go ahead and put some glue down on this bad boy. Okay, if you guys haven't ever seen me glue something, get ready, you're in for a treat. I have just made a dent in the van, literally and figuratively. So went to Lowe's as always, grabbed an angled piece of aluminum. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, and I'm going to use this to trim the back of the van here. And I was going through, and first cut, or first hole, not quite where it needed to be. Second time, not quite where it needed to be, so had to trim the back off about ½ an inch or so, and we should be spot on. This will kind of just make that transition from van into the interior a little nicer. The big thing is that I just don't want everybody seeing insulation followed by plywood followed by flooring. So I'm gonna put that bad boy on there and see if we can get it going. Alrighty. Wish me luck. Gotta drill 6 holes, and then I'm gonna countersink them, and we'll have a nice, beautiful piece of trim.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
No.
It could be somebody's birthday. We hope you guys have a wonderful day. We hope you enjoy this video. As always, if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. One of us or both of us will answer them. And if you like this video, like the floor, like us.
That was a desperate plea.
Like the
Give us a thumbs up. If you don't, we won't hold it against you.
If you like the trust, then
Stay
give
tuned.
us.
Stay tuned. Our next video is going to be on the insulation as well as the build for the bathroom, the toilet, and the bench.
Because that's going to happen all at the same time.
I know, we are really hustling. Also, stay tuned. We're going to throw in a kind of a here's where we're at in preparation for moving to Europe, and
like a life update, maybe.
just a quick life update, not necessarily a van build.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching and staying tuned.
Happy birthday
And if it's your birthday, we hope you have a great one.
Happy birthday to you.